Hello and welcome to Matt Loves Eurovision. It's my Eurovision 2025 Top 37 countdown. It's place number 8, Poland, Justyna Steczkowska, Gaja. Please do click on the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and like, share and comment below. Poland is an increasingly important country within the European family. It's got a growing economy, it's expanding military, and taking a much more prominent role in kind of both European and international affairs. It's rolling back the various anti-democratic legislation and developments and the institution capture of recent years, following a change of government a couple of years ago. And that's also led to quite a reorganisation at the main national broadcaster, Polish broadcaster, which had become effectively a propaganda arm of the previous government of a particular political party in Poland. And that's all been kind of unwound and de-propagandised. So it does seem to be both the time that Poland could, and I think really should, given its size, make a bigger impact at the contest. Now, ironically, their best result had came on their debut in 1994 when they finished in second place. And it's back to that period of the contest that we turn to for their artist this year. It is the 1995 contestant for Poland is back 30 years later. Justyna returns. And that is the longest gap between participants of any artist at Eurovision. Now, Justyna Steczkowska first represented Poland at Eurovision 1995 with the song Sama. Now, many years later, she returned and she won the national final this year. But in those 3 decades separating those events, she's had a music career. Her greatest success was in the late 1990s. She had kind of a string of kind of chart hits in Poland then. But she has continued to release singles and albums all through the sort of various decades, 2000s, 2010s. And she's also kind of taken part in quite a lot of television. So she's appeared on several TV shows, including sort of competed in Poland's version of Dancing with the Stars. But she's also actually been kind of the presenter of these things as well, of a couple of those sorts of shows, and guest judge on a couple of occasions as well. So she certainly stayed sort of in the sort of the limelight, or certainly in the consciousness of Polish people. And now at the age of 52, she entered the new style Polish national final, because that has gone under a complete revamp, and romped to victory in the all televote format. And that was a really good final, I think, if any of you watched my kind of summary, kind of my national final summary update that I was doing, I had quite a few words to say about how impressed I thought by the new Polish national final. But yes, she ultimately won at a canter. While her 1995 song and her 2025 song do share the same number of letters in the song title, there isn't a lot of else sort of necessary to connect Sama and Gaja, this year's song. They are very different in genre and feel, and certainly there's not a return to that kind of mid-90s sort of ballad style that she did before with Sama. This is it's dramatic, it's really over-the-top kind of electronic pop. It's got some folk ethnic elements in it, quite strong ones, all very Eurovision, of course. And with Justyna, she's very much the centrepiece of the production. She performs some very long notes whilst sort of spinning around for quite some time, as well as being lifted up by her dancers, and also somewhat randomly being sort of hoisted up on a sort of staging, or sort of like a giant swing, hoisted up and then just moved back down again. But with plus with the dancers that she's got, there's some of these bare-chested male dancers who she brought to London Eurovision with her as well, performing expertly whilst wearing stiletto boots. Do take a look at what they're wearing and see how they managed to do all of this whilst wearing these boots. It's quite amazing, but it's just all so extra. It's amazing. I thoroughly enjoy this. It's just so over the top, and but also it does have all lots of things that I like in a Eurovision song. It's got a thumping electro beat in it, the folk ethnic elements it has, that kind of really big anthemic chorus, over dramatic chorus, and of course Justina herself is showing us that Eurovision and pop in general is not just the preserve of the young, although she does look absolutely incredible, you have to say. It's also sung in a mixture of Polish and English. I'm always happy when we have national languages being represented by their countries. Okay, it's not necessarily the most groundbreaking song you'll ever hear, but it's well executed, and I'm really very happy to have it in the mix this year. Now, sadly, the producers were somewhat less generous in their welcome back to Justyna. She's been given the second slot in the running order in the semi-final Poland is competing in. Now, considering her status as the artist with the longest gap in participation and that link back to the contest's history, particularly that time when we saw all the Eastern Bloc countries join and the former Eastern Bloc countries join, and given the fact that it's a struggle keeping many of those countries in the east and southeast of Europe in at the moment because of financial concerns. You might have thought they might have just awarded with a slightly better running order. She actually opened the show in 1995, although of course there was no semi-finals back then. That all said, she is one of only a very small number of female artists in that first semi. It's a very male-dominated semi-final. And I think that's probably bound to make her stand out, even though you have to, she is coming near the start. Plus, I do think Justyna, she's well known in Poland, and I think she has a good chance of mobilising that formidable Polish diaspora across Europe. Now, the betting odds also suggest that Justyna will make it to the make a grand final appearance, 30 years on from that first time. She's sitting fairly comfortably in that list to qualify. Also, the scoreboard app, the Eurovision scoreboard app, also likes this a lot now. That is perhaps a little bit unsurprising, given this is very much in that female diva pop category, always beloved by the demographics of the app. And also, I do think probably just from a numbers of people wise, there'll be quite a number of Poles or Polish fans voting in that as well. And I think that Polish vote, or I should be more specific, the Polish diaspora vote will be key to seeing if this can beat her 18th place result that she got in 1995. I'm not 100% sure what the juries would do with this on the proviso it gets to the final. I'm not sure they will reward this that highly, despite the fact that I think she's got very impressive vocals during that kind of challenging choreography and staging. So I do think getting that vote out is the key. But I do think it's not just about the Polish diaspora, because there will be many people, plenty of viewers that will enjoy this, such as myself, and I hope that it's a worthwhile return for Justyna at the contest. Of course, please do have a look at my website, www.mattloveseurovision.com, to take a look at the blog post version of this. And otherwise, do please comment on what you think, and do join me again soon as we carry on with the countdown. Take care.